here because I didn't want to mess anything up, and I also want to honor everyone's time, so I'm just going to jump right in. And so I know most of you guys obviously know who Nikki is, but in case you didn't know a little bit more about her backstory, I did want to share a few details about her that I am privileged to have learned. And so Nikki actually grew up in a small town in Georgia. She moved here in 1996. In 2019, she began focusing on helping women become better stewards of their bodies through a holistic approach to health. Her mission is to empower women to honor God by caring for their physical and spiritual well-being. There is actually some interesting things to learn about her transformation, both mentally, spiritually, and physically, but we will jump into that soon. In 2021, Nikki actually gave her life to Christ and has been passionately, as y'all can see, because she had never served us, serving God since then. So, I'm gonna jump into the questions. I actually want to read an excerpt from chapter 5 of your book, just to even get started. All right, so chapter 5, A Journey of Faith and Deception is the title of this chapter. In the first paragraph you wrote, "When I decided to give my life to Jesus, it marked a profound turning point for me. God began to show me what being his child meant, unveiling a deeper understanding of his love and purpose. I realized I had spent my entire life seeking fulfillment in all the wrong places outside God's will. In a quest to realign myself with his divine plan, I dedicated a year to isolation, immersing myself in the Bible and seeking to know Jesus more intimately. I truly fell in love with him and his teachings during this time. The more I read and learned, the more my faith blossomed, and I began to grasp the true essence of love, forgiveness, and compassion. Giving my life to Jesus was not merely a decision, but a transformative journey of rediscovering my true identity and finding my purpose in him." This is, oops, I put the mic down. This is just an excerpt out of the book, but you can already see how beautifully it is written. Nikki, in this paragraph, you spoke about your journey into becoming a Christian. Can you walk us through what made you make that decision of giving your life to Christ and how that journey actually was?
I started my life as a lukewarm Christian. I would go to church maybe 1 to 2 times a year, if that. And then after church, I would go to brunch. Most of it. And I would even go to clubs the same night of church, and just try not to cry.
You got it now.
I have lashes on.
If that's the case, straight down, straight to the Lord.
I was searching for fulfillment. A lot of people are aware, but some are not. I was in the New Age movement for about 4 years, and I was learning chakras. I was learning how to meditate without God, without the Bible. What else was I doing? I was doing tarot card readings. I was going to psychics. I was trying to find everything, but I wasn't looking for God. And I continued to hit rock bottom over and over and over again. And the reason I wrote the book, it was mainly around relationships. God kept telling me, God kept sending people to tell me to put the relationships down. But I refused to do so. So I found myself in unhealthy relationships over and over and over again. And it was to the point where I was suicidal. Like, I even spent 4 days in shepherd's practice because I tried to commit suicide at my job.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was just trying to find any and everything, and I was tired. I was tired of searching. And that's when I said, I was actually shacking up with someone, and this was during the quarantine time. And he was reading his Bible, and I was watching him read his Bible every day. And I was wondering, and I would debate him sometimes 8 hours a day, trying to debunk Jesus being real. I was doing Google researches, and trying to find anything to prove Jesus wasn't real, because I hated Jesus for a while. Like, I hated him. I did not. People were trying to see me to church. I didn't want to do that. And I started asking God. For 2 weeks, I said, is Jesus real? And then I remember one day I was lying on the living room floor and I asked him one more time. And I felt this warm, loving, overwhelming sensation just spread all over me. And I said, Jesus is real. And that is when I started reading books of the Bible at a time, because I still wasn't working at the time. And even with where I'm working now, God sent me to that job to prepare me. And I've just been on fire for God. And I still had, so we're going to get into that in a second, but I still had a journey to go even when I gave my life to Christ. Yeah.
Thank you so much.